What up, though? Your boy Meech, aka the Sillage Saint. Hope everyone's doing well. Time for another fragrance video, and today we're going to reflect back on what was a fantastic summer 2025. Let's get into it. All right, so in today's video, we are going to talk about some of the best from the summer 2025. I'm going to actually give you guys the top 5 fragrances that I wore this summer with 2 honorable mentions. So we're going to actually talk about 7 fragrances. Originally, I was going to do this as a top 10 or a top 12 because I really couldn't decide, but I forced myself to make some hard decisions and I narrowed it down to a top 5 plus 2 honorable mentions. Let's start first with the honorable mentions. One of them comes from the house of Kajal, and that fragrance is Icon. This is such a great fragrance. It's fresh, it's tropical, it's fruity, it's sweet. You get some passion fruit, pineapple, and orange at the top. There's ginger in the mid. You kind of get this creamy vanillic dry down. It's a bit musky as well. I'm 2 for 2 when it comes from fragrances from the house of Kajal. Lamar, of course, is one of my absolute favorites. And this is another hit. Absolute banger this summer. Longevity on it is great as well, getting somewhere around 7 to 8 hours in the wearing experience. So really, really like this one. First honorable mention, this is Icon by Kajal. The second honorable mention comes from the indie niche house Zernel Gilly, and that fragrance is R&B. This one is really, really good. Very unique scent profile, but it is sweet. You know, it's tropical. It's a bit ambery. It's woody. You get notes in here like guava. I think there's tangerine. There's some amberwood in here. There's a white chocolate note in here. So there's a lot of stuff going on with this fragrance, but essentially it's kind of this tropical, fruity, sweet fragrance. There's also a honey note in here that contributes to the sweetness. I took this one with me to Puerto Rico. I went to Puerto Rico to celebrate my birthday this year. I remember walking in Old San Juan, and this was blasting off of my skin in the high heat. Really strong performing fragrance. Really good stuff, man. You can wear this by itself or you can layer it with some other things. This is a great one, man. Again, this is R&B by Zernel Gilly. All right, let's get into the top 5. Coming in at the number 5 spot. This is really number 5 because I really only wore it like maybe 2 times this summer, but the scent memory that is attached with this fragrance is fantastic. It was my birthday scent of the day. I only have a decan of it. Hopefully you can see that because it's very faded out. But if you can read that, that says Summer Hammer by Lorenzo Pizzaglia. This is such a beautiful fragrance. It's tropical, it's sweet. There's a lot of floral aspects to this fragrance. Get a little bit of some coconut, you know, this marine vibe as well. I remember wearing this again. It was my birthday scent of the day. I had a rooftop dinner that was fantastic. The ocean and the beach were behind me. I could hear the waves of the ocean like crashing. It was such a vibe, and this was the perfect fragrance for that occasion. Longevity on this one is very, very good as well. I had gone back and forth about whether I would buy the full bottle because this is absolutely full bottle worthy. But I did buy the new Tropical Vibe by Rayhan that's on the way. I think it's called Tropical Vibe. That's supposed to be a take on this DNA. We'll see how that shapes up. If it's trash, I'm gonna go ahead and get the full bottle of this. But this is a fantastic fragrance, man. Unisex fragrance. To my nose, it even slightly leans somewhat feminine, but that's not a deterrent for me. It's a fantastic smelling fragrance, and it's the 5th best in the summer for me personally. Summer Hammer by Lorenzo Pizzaglia. All right, next up in that number 4 spot, a fragrance that I have absolutely been glazing. This is one of my favorite designer pickups, one of the best celebrity fragrances that I have put my nose on from the house of Better World Fragrance House. We are talking about Summer Mink. This is fantastic, man. Listen, I know people ain't liking Drake right now, but listen, I'm liking this fragrance. Citric, you know, fresh, floral, aromatic. It has a little bit of a powdery vibe to it. This is definitely a softer scent, but this is one that I went to particularly evenings out in the summer. In fact, I'm recording this on Wednesday. Yesterday, I actually wore this as my scent of the evening. I went out to dinner to celebrate my daughter's birthday, and I was wearing this layered with another fragrance we're going to talk about later in this video. But this is fantastic. Again, those summer nights out, softer scent, doesn't necessarily blast off of your skin, but it smells fantastic. Listen, I don't care what's going on with Drake. This is one of those ones. Summer Mink by Better World Fragrance House. All right, coming in at the number 3 spot, I mentioned layering Summer Mink with another fragrance. This is the fragrance that's in the number 3 spot. I wore it by itself most of the day yesterday, and then later in the evening, I layered it with Summer Mink. But from the House of Room 1015, we are talking about Wave Child. This is an absolute banger, man. Listen, this went from decant to full bottle, as did Summer Mink, by the way, as did Icon as well. All of those were decants to full bottle. Shout out to my man, Charm City. But this is such a good fragrance. Juicy watermelon. It does give me a bit of a Jolly Rancher type of vibe. Coconut, cacao. Just a perfect fragrance for the summer. Those summer vacations, this definitely hits on the beach, by the water, or just day-to-day wear. I went to the grocery store yesterday. There's a Starbucks in the grocery store. The lady at Starbucks was like, "You smell good." I was like, "I appreciate it." This is an absolute banger. Had to get a full bottle of this. I know Aether Atlantis is out now. I've seen a couple of my comrades talking about it. It's tempting just to see how it compares, but the OG is the OG, baby. I absolutely love this. Wave Child by Room 1015. All right, it was tough deciding between number 1 and number 2, but I'm going to put this one in the number 2 spot. The only technical inspiration to appear in the video from the House of Aromatics in French Avenue, we are talking about Platine Blanc, y'all. This is a monster. I'm wearing this today. As I'm recording this video, I'm actually wearing this layered with Mahir Legacy by Lattafa. It's a banging combination. There you go. That's an extra little tidbit there. There's a layering combo for you. This is so good. It's fresh. It's clean. Has that minty vibe. It's a little soapy. As you get into the dry down, you do get that kind of mojito type of feel that people say kind of reminds them of something like a gin tonic by M. Micallef. People say Torino 21. I haven't smelled either, but this as a standalone is a fantastic fragrance. It is a compliment getter. It is an attention grabber. Neeb did the damn thing with this fragrance. I've said that in the past. This is a fantastic scent. I've probably worn this more than any of the fragrances that I'm talking about in this video in terms of how many times I wore it this summer. I've worn this so much. It's that good. And I've only had it maybe 2.5 months. Again, this is Platine Blanc by Aromatics in French Avenue. All right, and the fragrance that's getting the number 1 spot, the best fragrance that I wore this summer, again, it was tough deciding really between Wave Child, Platine Blanc, and this fragrance, but I'm giving this one the number 1 spot from the House of Goldfield and Banks. We are talking about Ingenious Ginger, and y'all already see in the short time I've had this, I've already put quite the dent in this fragrance. That ginger ale-like effervescent fizziness at the top, the creamy, vanillic dry down. I absolutely love the way this fragrance smells. In fact, Icon by Kajal, the dry down of that fragrance reminds me a lot of Ingenious Ginger, mainly because that mid and dry down in Icon features ginger, sandalwood, and vanilla, and you get that in this fragrance. So with the exception of that fruity top, the dry downs of both fragrances are actually very similar, which explains why I love Icon so much. But Ingenious Ginger was one that I reached for quite a bit, whether I wore it by itself, whether I layered it. It is a fantastic fragrance, and I have a feeling I'm going to have to get another bottle because this 50 ml is not going to do. Fantastic wear this summer. Absolutely love this fragrance, Ingenious Ginger by Goldfield and Banks. Well, there you have it, guys. 7 of the best fragrances that I wore this summer. Again, like I said, it was tough narrowing the list down to 7. I could have talked about 15 fragrances if I'm being honest. But let me know in the comment section, what were some of your favorite wears this summer? I would love to hear about them. Be sure to check out my social media for more. Please like and subscribe, whatever social media platform you're watching this on. That would be greatly appreciated. Once again, it's your boy Meech, aka the Sea Saint. Until next time, take care. Peace.